There we go. Sorry, I had to readjust my mic a little bit before I went completely live. Might have heard me on mute first. I don't know. Does the loud popping? I'm curious. Okay, I know at least Sig is probably listening. Does this? So when I mute and unmute, there's a fairly significant pop. Let me do it right here. Is that audible, or does that not actually pick up in the stream? I mean, let me try and look here. I think it does. It really looks like it does. Anyway, beyond that, hi, hello, hi, hello. It's audible, but it's almost finished. This happens sometimes right after doing the Dragon Quest streams. Just with the arm, I have the wire going along the arm, so when I pull the arm down, sometimes it gets yanked out. But once it finds a comfy position, it's good. But yeah, it doesn't help that the USB is really loose in Yeti mics. That's the number one complaint, is that the USB sucks on Yeti, and they're not wrong to say that. It's pretty bad. Anyway, I think it's time to get going. I don't got anything else to say, I don't think. Other than we're almost done. What is this? Is this day 10 or 11, actually? Shit, is this day 11? No. It can't be day 11, can it? Because if this is day 11, assuming I do it all in one go, that means that Thursday is just going to be a sort of, you know, a sending off day. Because there won't be that much to do, honestly.
Allow me to remind you that an epidemic of unknown
might be a little bit far from the mic.
Already eradicated a few
also, I should switch it over to the
towns in the
I'm paying attention to my audio and stuff right now.
The cause and circumstances of these tragic events remain uncertain.
So, is this day 10? It's having trouble loading. Shit, this is day 11. This is the last real day. I mean, it might be long enough that it gets split between today and Wednesday. Which means doing stuff on Monday, doing War and Peace. But well, let's get on with it. I can talk while I play. I might drag it out a little bit, let's be honest. There's more reading I'd like to do before I jump into doing War and Peace. As expected, this kind of snuck up on me, but also because I got more ideas of what exactly it is I want to do. So here we are. And it's going to be too early to do some of the stuff. I'm not really sure who it is I need to go talk to immediately. I can go and try and find my sister just immediately, being that it's 4 a.m. and I'm doing great, actually. Like, I'm doing really good. How do I have no infection? How is that a thing? I'm trying to think. How do I have no infection? Because I got fucking touched by a burn on my way down here. Someone decided to tag me just a little bit, if I recall. And it cured my infection. But yeah, so all we really have to do is look for my sister. So I'll reread her letter. For as soon as my eyes were shut, she appeared before me. I'll get yogurt. I'll do that in a moment. They have betrayed me, she said. My faithfuls have given me up, although I probably won't get much of a chance to eat it, honestly. I usually don't during Pathologic streams. My faithfuls have given me up. I only have you now. My soul, my inseparable connection. Would have asked you to join me, but I have no notion of where my feet have taken me. Frightened, I fled to the theater, ran down the stairs, came to a place which seemed hard to stumble upon. I concealed myself there, in a small house between the two larger ones. There's no way I can come near the windows. There's no one here to answer my cries. Find me, come visit me, and comfort me. In return, I will comfort you. Alright, so let's start off. So, down the stairs, and a smaller house between two larger ones. That is probably this. Could also potentially be this guy here, though. No guarantees on that. Because the thing that makes the most sense, fled the theater down the stairs. Smaller house between two larger ones. Could also be this one. This one doesn't seem overly out of the way, as the letter describes, though that could just be kind of a little bit of fluff and flavor. So, we're taking bets that's going to be this guy here. Also, did I sleep in my clothes, thereby wasting the durability? Who wants to bet I did? Oh, I'm actually not wearing them right now, therefore we're good. Although the cape is basically rip. That needs to get fixed. How are the boots, by the way? Oh, I'm sorry, not the boots, but the gloves. Gloves are also pretty bad. Oh, and let's do our first increment of the day. All right. I'm a bit low on bullets, as I recall. I don't like checking. Okay, 6 bullets. I don't want to go nuts with that. Is this? Okay, that's not a real door. So just this one. Alright, so wagering that Sissy's in here. Right. I don't know how I got through that, cloud there. She could be well hidden here. I made the noise that I breathed in, but nothing else. Curious. Bullets. See, I have a feeling that this one's not out of the way enough. But I need to be careful. This is the... well, I actually don't think I've seen the last one. I don't think I will see it because I missed one day of finding my sister. Up. Yeah, I'm not seeing her in here. So what do we got drug-wise for... Let's have a high immune system. Really minimize how much plague I've taken this last day. So, next bet is this one, which I'm not even sure if I can get to from the front. Let's check, though. Because this does still fit the description. In every way, except it's a little bit further. It's arguably more correct, actually, I'd say. Where are you, sissy? But yeah, I think immunity boosters are pretty powerful at this stage in the game. Namely because they are very effective for how much damage they do. I feel actually like all the immunity boosters do the same amount of damage to you. Fuck. I'm not finding her here. Yeah, I'm noticing that if I keep my immunity pretty high up, I don't get a lot of infection from the clouds. And it may have a net profit effect. Okay, so that didn't seem to do it. Tell me if you by any chance see something that also fits. Ooh. If this house is infected, this might also totally fit the description. This guy right here. It's not as in between two larger ones as I would like to say. And I want to double check this guy for around a specific corner. It'll only take a moment. But it could be this guy. I don't know if I see any other small houses between two larger ones. And down these stairs, there's no infection, so she's not here. Okay, so let's do a second quick run through this guy. There's a specific corner I want to check, and Haruspix has been hiding in that sort of corner before. This corner specifically? No, she's not there. Okay. So, I have to go past these two buildings. There should be a little fence that I can see over. That's the fence right there. That house doesn't look infected. I'll go see it, though. Can I run through? Be a bad lad. Speed it up a little bit. Yeah, this guy's not infected, I don't. Ooh, it is. Okay. Yeah, I know that one was right on top of me. See, I think sometimes my immune system is so high that I actually can just tank the cloud. You gotta be pretty good for immunity, though, I think, to pull that off. Also, what doesn't help, taking any sort of drugs. Oh. I didn't see what got me there. Okay. That's the bottom floor. Also does things like increase exhaustion. Remember, if you see my sister... Oh, there she is. I was about to say, cry it out so that all the cinema can hear you. Yeah. Okay, so that one, I almost completely missed that one. Alright. You're so sweet. Such eyes. They're not like mine at all. You need to leave at once. See, the whole place is infected. You know as well as I do that the infection won't do anything to me. I can't go anywhere now. I'm now hated by those who used to love me. They torture me. They burn me and hurl stones at me. I have to hide. Why is it that any place you visit becomes infected? How is that my fault? I come here because I need a place to hide from those who are hunting me. They've got fire and steel. Their henchmen are ferocious. What do I have to start them off with? Only this. They're too scared to get closer. Those who remain faithful to me can't do anything to protect me. Go away. No, I'm not going anywhere, dear sister. I'm staying here. I feel better here. Back there, I'm not needed. Yes, you are. People love you. They think you're a saint. Yes, that's true. I know that there's another place where the air is still healthy and where my faithful are waiting for me. They miss me. I'm leaving tonight to seek refuge with them. It will be better that way, sister. Alright. Hey, I mean, we've not taken much infection. I'm gonna say mostly because of how much, oh, fuck. Did I speak too soon? No, outie! Okay. But because of, how aggressive I was with doing drugs. I don't know if that would normally be an option, though. Okay, so I guess the next thing to do would actually go see Aglaya. Okay. So I probably am good for infection for the rest of the game. Ooh, another thing I can do. By the way, what is the time? 5:50? A little bit disoriented. There's no way to get to Aglaya without going through infection. How am I doing? Yeah, so really low infection. Exhaustion, not that bad. As far as exhaustion damage, maybe you don't take too much from immunity boosters. Maybe you don't take any at all. So, hey, maybe I was giving immunity a bad rap earlier on. Immunity boosters, you're all right. How's my audio, by the way? I feel like out of sorts for where things are placed. Should shoot this guy. Really, I missed. Oh, is this gun severely damaged? I'm a little bit salty because that wasted a bullet now. 48%? Yeah, I might have missed. Because of the low durability. I kind of want to get my stuff fixed. But I'm also kind of is that a waste of time? Oh, yo. Military guy on the run? I feel like I've never seen that before. Where's he going? He's got somewhere to be. Yo, he is... What's this guy's deal? There he goes. Oh, shit. I want to reload that. Right. Almost got torched by that guy from walking by a rat. Yeah, it might even be too early to talk to Aglaya. Eva, I was thinking, okay, Eva Yan's not infected. I was like, oh, of course she's not infected. She's dead. What do you want? She giving me the stink eye. Oh. Just thinking. I got kind of like hung up. Just waiting to get stabbed. Okay, some monomycene. So Victor's sick now. Yeah, I have no idea if you can even save everyone from infection. Monomycene. Just go around and give everyone antibiotics. That seems to be the only way to keep people alive at all. Maybe I'll get a ton of panacea today, though.
Mutiny has flashed in the army. The soldiers rebelled against the general.
You know. So sometimes the lid of my mug gets put on a different way. And it changes which hand I can grab it with. Which means I have to change where I place it. Let's see. Let's see if this is actually stuff. And why have you come to me? I know all I need to know about you, Plague Incarnate. I'd like to tell you about a most amazing thing. Really? That's sweet. Will you tell me? Not that it matters, of course. We can preserve this town. The army will leave. There won't have to be any destruction. Wait. You're speaking too fast. I have different concerns at the moment. Actually, it's good that you're here. Can you run one final errand for me, and then tell me about your decision? The business I have at hand is urgent. What is this? Give this package to Bachelor Dankovsky. It says inside that he's been stripped of all authority and is accused of high treason. Why should he open it in front of you? Or should he open it in front of you and ask you what he is to do? Advise him to shoot himself. Well, curious. Why so? I thought you were friends. What? Friends? No, of course not. The Bachelor has become no less formidable of an enemy of the town than the Lady Sandpest. But why? You see, this town is a coherent structure, or, if you like, a living organism. It's both, depending on the observer. It's like a sequence of interconnected organs, or, more exactly still, a clockwork mechanism. But as soon as a foreign object is introduced, everything begins to crumble. But what does the Bachelor have to do with it? Bachelor Dankovsky has had the audacity to question this obvious truth. Apparently, he intends to destroy the human settlement, that is, the town proper, an administrative and social constituent unit of our country, for the sake of a chimeric abomination. I'm going to stop him. There won't have to be any sacrifices, Inquisitor. Take my word for it. Whatever. Just give the package to the Bachelor. We'll talk when you come back. Right. Give me the package. I must say, though, that I don't have the slightest idea where he's to be found now. I suppose his new ally is better informed of his plans. What new ally? Who but the iron-toothed General Ashes? The two destroyers now sing in unison. Getting 500,000 people killed is like putting a squiggle on a paper to them. Don't worry, I'll find the Bachelor. He's the one who needs to worry, not me. The Inquisitor was surprised, but still willing to hear me out. This is good, for I won't manage without her support. However, in order to secure her friendship, I first need to bring her the head of Bachelor Dankovsky. An enormous price. I wonder, is the Bachelor going to be like, you need to save me up, because I think this is the, I fucked up day. Where speaking to, Bachelor and Haruspix, I'll get him. Also, that's the main quest, actually. I have a feeling Bachelor's gonna tell me to go see Haruspix. He's gonna go, I fucked up. I'm gonna have to say, listen, nothing is fucked, dude. Seeing that guy get blown away around the corner, jeez. Never found something to do with the police badges, by the way. I'm legit kind of disappointed by that. No, I won't bother on a tourniquet. Not worth it. Oh, geez, too. Alright, Clara definitely has the best combat for rats. Okay, so we're making our way to the town hall. Okay, making sure I didn't go too far. Won't lie, I'm a little bit sad to see this game go, though. Because this is honestly the last real day of playing it. Alright. It's officially the 11th day. Day 11, in which the Changeling realizes the true meaning of her name, and Clara loses the right to exist. I don't like that foreshadowing. Sounds like something bad's gonna happen. Yeah, no, it will be sad to see this game go. But, you know, can't play it forever. Well, this is... yeah, well, right into it. Let me do this convo first.
We need to go back to the front.
Why are you here? I need to see the Bachelor. Is he with you? No, he's not here. And I wouldn't advise you to follow him where he's gone. Where is that? The mutineers have captured some architect, one Andriy Statomatin. Your Bachelor took the news to heart and decided to get him out. Or, get him out. And where's all that happening? The mutiny. They've seized a cannon and are holding position next to it. All the mutineers are there now, except the ones who are busy looting. But don't you dare go there. They're sorted out without you. No, I'm going. My faith protects me. I could have gotten more information, but I chose not to. Dankovsky is trying to rescue the architect Andriy Statomatin. He was captured by the mutineers who took control of the field gun. I had a feeling I'd need more bullets. But yeah, for the most part, I'm going straight into War and Peace. I might technically not. I might play a little bit of Katamari for a little bit of time. Especially the way this day is shaping up, I don't think this day is going to require multiple attempts or multiple real-life days to get through. And then day 12 is mostly going to be us, like, hanging out. It might even be an extra short day. Maybe I'll even end it with some Katamari. I mean, because other than me speeding through Katamari, which I'm pretty close to getting the roses, I do still have to do it. So, if you said do War and Peace right now, doesn't matter about any sort of visuals, just start reading. I mean, I could. That was expensive. but it might actually be worth it. Same thing, I need to get my gun fixed. Luckily, the perfect man for that is here. I mean, I have all these drugs I could sell, honestly. Yeah, that was quite expensive to repair all my stuff. I like a locking up in my jaw right now. You'll see. Has Ruben gone back to his shed at all? I doubt it. Oh, he did. Imagine that.
I haven't slept for 3 nights straight. I don't think I'll manage another one.
But yeah, for the most part, it's going to be straight into War and Peace. Oh, I went past Bad Grief. Yeah, War and Peace is next in that there's no plans to play through a game or do anything of that nature in the meantime. So, although, you know, the day after I finish, it may not be War and Peace, but definitely fairly quickly. If I did play another game, it would be something I can beat in
Ain't that a
you know,
mess?
1 or 2
Kin
days.
on kin, soldier on soldier, a full-on fratricide.
7 bullets. Oh, damn. That's a lot of money. But worth it. Even out with some Novocaine. Oh, that Novocaine almost pays for it, actually. Chest pads went up in price. Went from 4 to 7. Curious. Wonder why. Other than just the flow of the market happened to catch it a little. I'll keep some morphine on hand just on the off. Yeah, I don't want something to go horribly wrong. I have 30 of these guys. Well, we'll just focus on breaking even. Granted, that's breaking even in change, but... And I highly doubt I'm going to get more military equipment. Okay. Let's increment to save real quick. And we got 13 bullets. Hopefully that's enough for any sort of rumble that'll go down. So it's either this track or the further tracks back here where I'm going. I got a stiff jaw for whatever reason. Okay, well, there's the gun itself. Let's do another save so that we don't have to walk as much. Coming back. They don't seem to be aggressive. This is probably the what? Yeah, this is because they're all aggressive here. I think, aren't they? Oh, yo, what's this? Who are you? Are you here on an errand? No, I'm Clara. I heal people. Listen, we have a wounded officer. You're taking cover behind those boulders over there. He's got hit by 2 bullets. He might bleed to death. I'll dress his wounds. Where do you think you're going? Stay here. Don't poke out. Reinforcements are on their way. We're going to push them back. Your commander is wounded. There will be no reinforcements. Why aren't they ordering retreat? Perhaps because we ought to hold out. Okay, let's see. Can I healing touch him? Or is that gonna just kill him? Oh no, it's working. Time to use my saintly powers again. It's been a while. I was disappointed that I couldn't use it more often. I kind of like that it doesn't have sound effects. Oh. Pour one out. Deftly done. I suppose I shouldn't ask too many questions. Thank you. Are you a sister of mercy? And I will ask questions. Will you answer them candidly and without prejudice? I will. Just be quick with them, please. I heard that you executed an architect, Andriy Statamatin, a man in a bright raincoat. He had this big motley handkerchief, always hanging out of his pocket. We haven't executed anyone. It's what the mutineers do. But perhaps they didn't have enough time. They'd been in the middle of an execution and broke it off when we engaged them. Do you know who I'm talking about? I do. I think he was among the survivors. When the fighting had begun, I saw him with this. Aid to the Inquisitor. This bachelor. The architect looked pale and was holding his side. The bachelor must have walked him home. Do you know where that is? Yes, you're in luck. Just yesterday I went to arrest one of them. They're twin brothers, right? The place is over there, by the river. Right behind the checkpoint. If I didn't know where, Andrew, or, which one? I'm looking for Andrea right now, aren't I? Actually. I've forgotten. Yeah, Andrea. Not Peter. Thank you. So yes, it seems a bit silly that he's telling me where Andrea lives. Bachelor can be found in Peter's settlement. Or, okay, they went to Peter's. All the same. So, to Peter's. Well, this has all been going really smoothly so far. Maybe I didn't need 10k in bullets. I wonder, the reward for finding my sister, is that scaled based on what day it is? Or is it scaled based on, how many times you found her? Don't know. Probably never will unless there's something obvious about the 12th day reward. Very possible that there won't even be a 12th day reward. But I found her just the same. Yeah, we can free travel to Andrea. And eyes open for other people who are sick. I got monomycine for all. I need to go visit Sticky. He's someone who's just slightly... Oh, while I'm actually here, Notkin needs medicine. And I have plenty of antibiotics to go around. as I've said before, Changeling's campaign feels very glass cannon. If you don't buckle, it's actually surprisingly easy. Just a bit of plague. It's not even that bad. But it must have gone up in increment enough that the game felt the need to tell me. I don't know the actual mechanism of coughing, unless it's just more frequent, maybe as you get worse. Because I do know that coughing makes So here's my guess. Whenever it goes up a tick, it might roll a RNG to see if you cough. And the RNG might be lower when you have low infection. And if you have, well, I don't know if infection scales with infection or if infection just scales with immunity. And I can go through here and say hi to Grace and Aspity, actually. This district being looted isn't really that big of a deal. The works is pretty free if it's being looted. I had a long weekend too. I feel like I don't have anything to talk about during these long walks either. Usually I can ramble about something. Okay, Grace, that's fine. Might as well say hi. Feeling out of it as well.
What's wrong with you?
Just one of those days. Yeah, I think it's just from having a long weekend. It's one of those things where, you know, you have a long weekend, so I've not been reading anything. I've mostly just been hanging out, enjoying company. But that has the downside of I might as well have streamed yesterday because it feels like nothing has changed. I get the feeling that Changelings Bound can't get sick on RNG.
We frequently do good to enable us with impunity to do evil.
I like this. This is probably just a closing conversation, but you win, don't you? Yes, I cannot lose. I also keep bumping the plant right now because it's been slid so far over because of the bird, who has been enjoying biting it more and more lately. But I kind of get the feeling that the gimmick is you don't get panacea, but as long as you don't fail, no one ever gets sick. In the same breath, I don't know. I'm thinking. I'd wager as long as you are willing to drop your reputation and keep backing your bound, they'll never get sick. So you kind of have to do, I guess, a sort of self-sacrifice thing in order to successfully do Clara's campaign. Intentional not, it's somewhat clever. I'm waiting to turn the corner like right here and see Anna Angel with a executor up front. I do have one box of schmouters.
Bachelor came to the conclusion that the town has to be destroyed?
Here's Andri, who is the person I'm most worried about right now. Okay, a victim. He said a victim of my carelessness. It's like, fuck off. It's not my fault Andri got sick. Let's actually go in. I think Andri normally sells bullets, but I'd have to go find Tuira. Well. Oh, so he's not even here right now. Yeah, he's with Peter. I guess the rebels are just holding this place down. Yes, I just want to deliver this box to the Bachelor. Check in on Mom and Pop while I'm going by. Also, Sticky's by here. Might as well see, Taya. I mean, I almost feel like this is day 12. I might carry the schmouters with me right now. Only ever got one Etherfiend, but I mean, the Etherfiend's really OP, so.
No, I can't stand it much longer.
But yeah, I feel like I'm just doing the rounds visiting people a day early. Because tomorrow will be the I go around to all my bound and tell them plot's real.
Can you see now where it is all going?
I won't lie. Part of my, I don't know how to describe exactly how I'm feeling about this game. Like a little bit of ennui, maybe. I feel like I just have a really good handle on this last day. Unless there's going to be some, like, crazy swerve, which I'm actually kind of not expecting. It's probably the best way to describe it. Because there is a slight level of dissatisfaction right now. And I don't want to put it at the fault of the game. I feel like I'm not suffering over here. So,
what?
Let's go with...
That's it.
Andri first.
There's nothing left here. Run. Run!
I'm not talking to you, Changeling, and I'll advise my brother against it too. I just need you to tell me a few things about the polyhedron, Andri. You can see for yourself that it's the acme of all human achievement. The tower's no chimera, no oddity, no trick. Whatever heartless Daniel might think. It was made for people. It is needed by people. It has no meaning without people. Why the shouting? Why are you so passionate about it? Because he wants to leave it in a void, in icy solitude. Like a unique butterfly preserved in formalin. Pinned to the step, like to a piece of cardboard. No, I don't want that to happen. Who needs a victory like that? Don't despair, Andri. You're making a mistake by not trusting me.
It's essential to allow yourself no time to think. That's how you get to heaven.
You know what? I like Peter just that much for that statement. I generally find Peter to be an obnoxious drunkard, but that statement, it's powerful. It's very Zen, very Tao, actually, more so, or both. The Bachelor will tell you everything. I can't talk right now. What is it, this polyhedron of yours? Why would I talk about it? What do you know about miracles? You say that you can perform them yourself, that you are yourself a power capable of making miracles an everyday occurrence. Well, others aren't like that. Rarely do we get a chance to make the impossible happen. If miracles happened every day, they wouldn't be miracles. Just saying. I want to save your tower. Save it then. Everything's in your hands now. That's why I'm asking you. Much as I'd like to tell you that it's inhabited by my fantasies and my dreams, it would be untrue. Children live there. Petty, pathetic, malicious, craving to imitate the grown-ups. But the place improves them. Makes them better. That's why I don't object. Perhaps one day it will harbor someone's dream. What's so bad about the children's dreams? Take a look outside. That's what's bad about them. Every child is capable of crossing over to the other side of reality, but few are able to bring back something beautiful, good, and magical. No, the tower is not for children. It's for lovers, dreamers, and poets. I believe you, Peter. I kind of like that he's a little bit...
I have a feeling that our choices were a part of some crafty maneuver. I almost fell for it.
He almost fell for it. But Daniel's too smart for that. Just saying. Just saying. But I kind of feel for Peter going like, I made this thing where you can experience your dreams and share them with people, and it's just being filled with fucking kids who don't know anything and probably just use it for selfish purposes. How did you get here? I've got bad news from the Inquisitor. You've been stripped of your mandate. I think she's decided to get rid of you. So you're the harbinger of my doom. Or will you give me some advice how to escape my well-deserved punishment? So it is well-deserved? The Inquisitor won't forgive me for my treason. The only surprising thing is that she found out so soon. I've only just made the decision and she knows already. That woman is indeed a devil. But in any case, I won't change my decision, even if it costs me my life. And what is your decision? I want to preserve the polyhedron, and I will preserve it, whatever it takes. Why? Because for the first time in human history, a structure has been built which, owing as much to engineering calculation as to a favorable concourse of circumstances, possesses a miraculous capacity for influencing human consciousness. It can, if you like, store the dreams of children. Let's see. This might just ruin the conversation, but I'm going to see if I can get a dunk on Daniel. A dream can't be made real. The fulfillment of a wish will always be a bitter parody of a dream. Such is the law. That's the thing. This tower makes the impossible possible. I didn't believe it, either until I saw for myself, but the fact remains. Wrong emphasis on either, but we'll continue. The children are unanimous in insisting that the tower reproduces that very spirit which turns childhood to the happiest time of a human life. I've been inside that tower. It's empty. Tell me, is that an illusion? Yes. The elusive dream worlds, the magical lands of fantasy, the first loves, the childhood games with their heroic deeds, their sieges and charges, escapes and transfigurations. It condenses them into a nodule of energy inside itself, which, being the creation of a child's fantasy, assumes an independent existence. What does that mean? I don't understand. Yes, this is a dream one can come back to. A fantasy unfolding in front of your eyes. A miracle that can be touched and held. There, inside it, things that are fleeting gifts in ordinary life can be captured. A miracle can't be touched and held. It's the law. Law. I'm asking you for a postponement. I know how to preserve the polyhedron. Everything else here will have to be destroyed, but the polyhedron can be saved. Tell Aglaya you haven't found me, and I'll find arguments to convince the commander. He'll let the polyhedron be with a clear conscience. The epidemic won't return if the tower stands. And you can prove it to him. Give me more time, and tomorrow I'll give you a package containing arguments for the commander. No, I'm not going to give you more time. Take this package. It's for you. Die, bachelor. Such is your fate. Wait. Then help me get rid of an enemy who's about to present Aglaya with a fateful argument which will leave the commander with no choice but to raise the polyhedron. Haruspex. Who's that? Barach, the Haruspex. He's due to finish some gruesome business today. If he succeeds, he's currently punching a bull. If he succeeds, he and Aglaya will deceive Block. That is to say, Aglaya will do all the actual deceiving. Barach is just a blind tool of hers. Just like I was, until recently. Why is he so dangerous? They'll perceive the toxic town for the sake of saving Aglaya, and raise the polyhedron in order to have a culprit's head to present the powers that be with. They'll say the cause has been eliminated. Find him. Stop him. Alright, you have convinced me. Okay, I think me not cooperating with a bachelor is good. The bachelor is willing to help me. He values these kinds of alliances dearly, it seems. He has asked me to bring him Barach's head. Okay. So, I guess I'm just going back to Aglaya. Ooh. Bump my mic, sorry. If that was loud. Oh yes, let me actually... Oh, I did. I read that. So yeah, I mean, I might have another go search for Bachelor and Haruspex in the houses type quest, but beyond that, how's my reputation? Just thinking in case I have to do that job again. I want to pop by Yulia and Lara. Lara, I think, is actually plenty good. So I don't think that there was any... I mean, I could still get one, but any big combat encounters as the Changeling. Which isn't... It's not really surprising. But I would expect it at least as a side one. Whoops, I want to actually trade. The off chance for something like Schmouters. 2 for this? Yeah. You know, just in case. Shit, I'm stuck. Oh, it can't pathfind into here either. Now what? Well. It kind of just stared me down. Yeah, but I think part of my problem with the game right now is I actually have too strong of a handle on it. I feel really safe. I mean, I have almost no infection. I'm not really hungry, and I got two things of, like, two of the biggest foods in the game in my pocket right now. I have plenty of drugs for anything I could want. I have tons of bandages. And if I ever wound up tight on anything because of sloppy playing, I can afford more. Someone want to shoot this rat behind me? My immunity just dropped down to 50%. When I get into the cathedral, I'll probably do some immunity boosters. Because why not? Kind of thinking I can just repress my plague. Yeah, had I known that immunity boosters do significantly reduce the rate of infection growth, I probably would have taken them before bed more often. But my response always was, they run out over time. Am I just wasting my time here? I, right now, though, have so much health that it's honestly better to just pump myself full. When I'm a bit more iffy on health, then it's like, do I want to use immunity boosters? Is it going to pay off?
I'm dead tired.
Okay, so I don't know where the Haruspix is. But I've cleansed another district. Are you convinced now? Just making sure that this isn't anything unique. But look at all those drugs I just got. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know where Barak is, though. Keep wandering a bit. Go to his evil workshop. And also, should have done it when I popped by here, but check on Murky. Really surprised that I didn't do anything with Murky as Changeling. It really did seem, because if I remember in both Haruspix and the Battlers campaign, Murky gets fucked with by the Changeling. I feel with the amount of weight, too, that they put on Murky's kind of role in the game, plot-wise and what have. And 6 for that. I was expecting to see more from Murky in general. No, that's... He's trading his shit. The meds that Oliver Twist barters for, or I should just say the stuff that Oliver Twist barters for in general, very predictable, but come late game not that good, other than it's a constant source of Metarum. And I guess Alpha Tabs too. Though I question if Alpha Tabs are ever worth taking. I don't think that the Ogimskis can get sick. But check to make sure that there's, that there's not an executor outside. So it's almost noon. Yeah, unless 2 people get sick from me not doing my job, I technically have this game won. And I'm not really expecting to be able to cure everyone right now. Although there's a decent chance that at the end I just get a ton of panacea. Okay, no executor, and I don't really need to talk to Murky. It'll just be a dismissal conversation anyway. So we'll follow the railroad until we get to the works. Yeah, probably won't get to it tonight. I was thinking about organizing my stream layout. Figuring out how I want to do that. Because I'm trying to think, I would like to have the text up on screen, but I'm questioning, is that just a waste of time? Especially because I won't be reading the text up on screen. And I'm also just thinking about the amount of real estate I'll have in OBS. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'll be doing. I guess the bigger thing is I need to get on figuring out what kind of other stuff I want posted, and I don't think I'll know until I start reading ahead. Also trying to figure out how it is I want to read, because chapter by chapter, chapters are definitely of super variable length in War and Peace. Some chapters are 2 paragraphs, sort of deal. So reading chapter by chapter, a chapter each stream, not probably going to work. But, yes. Okay, so he is here.
The soldiers rose up against one another. They say it's because of that bull in the lot.
I'd like to. No, I got a stiff neck. I wonder if that's the reason why I got a tight jaw, if it's like going all the way through. Doing like fighting, man, you get a worn out neck. I'll finish my thought after this. Actually, let me increment real quick in case I butcher a conversation.
What?
What do you want? Forgot something? Someone wants you dead, Artemi Barach. Tell me, what do you intend to do now? Are you the harbinger of my death? Well, that won't make me change my plans. I'm going to the abattoir. Foreman Oyen is awaiting me for the final trial. I don't expect to survive it anyway. But you have promised to help, haven't you? Me? One of us is an idiot, right? I promised to help? You've just been here and said that you know what trickery the foreman has prepared for me. You've promised you'll be waiting where the foreman will have told me to go and help me defeat him. What did Foreman Oyen tell you yesterday? I want to ask the foreman about the mysteries concealed in the ritual of bovine sacrifice. I feel I have no other way to access those mysteries than by taking the foreman's place. Oyen will not give up his power without a fight. We're going to fight to the death. Do you think Foreman Oyen is one of the bound? Doubtlessly. He's a bad man, isn't he? I suspect he is a double-crossing murderer and usurper. That's why I can wish death upon him with a clear conscience. Don't rush into a fight with him. I'll go to the abattoir and settle your dispute. You change your plans quickly. A short while ago, you were much more bloodthirsty. I'll waste no time. My destiny awaits me at the abattoir. I'm going to face it with an open heart. Wait until the day ends. We'll see each other at the abattoir. Okay. So yeah, the foreman is one of my bound, so I can't have him, or, well, I shouldn't have him get killed. Barach says I should bring him the head of the foreman. Whew. This chain of heads I have to collect. Yeah, there's mostly free passage if I go by Aspie's to the abattoir. I was gonna say something. I've forgotten. Damn. I held a thought, and I shouldn't have. Oh, I remember. So, the copy of War and Peace that I have does actually group the chapters by story arc. So there's a good chance I'll be reading it arc by arc. We'll see. That might be too long still. I don't really know, like, the sort of page count I can read at a time. And also just straight reading constantly. I'll have to figure out what it is I want to do about things like breaks. Because let's be completely forward here. Reading for 2 hours straight is going to be a ball buster. That's probably... Hiccup and a burp. That's probably not on the table at all. I mean, maybe at a point. Maybe I can just get good enough at live reading that, you know, I can sit there for 2 hours and read aloud. And it not be a problem. Though I don't find that too likely. I think my voice would get worn out if I did it once a week maybe, but not if I'm doing it twice a week. I just want to despawn that rat. Get out. By the way, how's my... Okay, yeah, my reputation is basically maxed out. Yeah, so I coughed and my infection is... I think it just rolls an RNG based on every time infection tries to tick up. Oh, you did. You didn't even think for a moment that reading for 2 hours straight. Like, I mean, this works out pretty well. Because I get long bursts of reading, oftentimes. Not necessarily always. And then I can walk for 5 to 10 minutes. And then burst of reading, walk for 5 to 10 minutes. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Get out of my way, worm. In some ways, I wish I had a game better than, say, Katamari. I mean, there might be a thing where chapter to chapter we'll stop and talk a little bit about things. I don't know. Like, figuring out the format is the toughest part. Okay, no, because... Oh, Taya's actually not one of my bound? I'm not sure.
Feels like I'm peeping.
I can't remember. She's probably one of Haruspix's. Just double check here. Yeah, I just have the foreman. I'm not sure if Taya can get sick. I can see the game becoming unwinnable if she gets sick. So she might just be hard-coded to not get sick, or that there's a timeline in which she can. I'm 90% sure, though, at this point, that there are certain people who just don't get sick. They seem to be specific people in specific circumstances that... So, for example, if she was one of the first people to get sick, it could be a while before you could actually get into the abattoir. So, she would then potentially be either close to death or even dead by the time you get in, if you got poor luck. Or, other possibility, the game just doesn't give a fuck and just was lucky that nothing like that happened. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the Yolgimskis can't get sick either. I don't think Grief can get sick. He might be someone who can get sick, though. There's a handful of people that really don't ever get sick. As far as I can tell, at least. You know, I've not torn up the code or anything over here, or done any hard tests. See, I mean, by the way, if you have any clever ideas about a good way to format it, tell me. Because as far as it's going right now, I'll just be going by the seat of my pants, figuring out what is possible, what isn't possible. And I'll probably have to take some missteps, which any missteps I can avoid along the way would be a plus. Alright.
I concede to you, the mistress of the meek. Pray for me when you return into the earth.
You want to speak up, friend? Anyway. I bow to thee, mistress. You have come to take my life. I am prepared to sacrifice it. Did you call me mistress? Warden Barach and Oinan Reuben told me of your miracles. She who can turn the blood of the children of Suach into the blood of Boris Primigenius. Boris Primigenius is worthy of being titled our mistress. So you're prepared to give your life. Why? If you transform my blood with your hands, I'll part without regret with a life that I have lived and tainted. Let the good that comes out of my death give a meaning to my wasted life. Why do you say so? I say what I say and do what I do because I, Oinan, have failed to perform the right and to carry the burden I took upon myself. I am not worthy of living. Many among the bound would tell you the same. Many? Yes. When they have agreed to give you their blood for transformation into the panacea, the kin will help you put that blood to use. You will have it at your disposal, the skills of the butchers, of all who know the lines, and the abattoir itself, Suach's womb. Barach will not oppose it. Okay, so I might have to... There's been this sort of implication that I might have to kill all of my bound. What makes you sure that they'll agree? A mistress needs not ask. They have already accepted their fate. Let them serve their lady, the mistress of the humble. If you find several of such bound, who won't resent having to give up their meaningless lives, you'll create enough vital humors to keep the town alive. Do you agree to take and transform my blood? Yes, if such is your desire. Finally, the lines did meet. The first of the fallen bound ones, that monstrous foreman, who won't hesitate to give his life, has recognized the mistress of the earth in me. He's willing to sacrifice himself for the possibility of a miracle. I can return to Barach now. I have freed the subterranean throne for him. So, yeah, the rest of this day might actually be me going around to all of my bound. You're already here.
Just wash your hands of it.
What are you doing here, spirit? I've talked to the foreman. You need to hear this. He's resigning, and will soon hand his powers over to you. Did you make him do it? Yes. Why did he do it? Because everyone has a preordainment to fulfill. Yours is to preside over the kin. You've turned out to be much more powerful than I thought. Why did you do this? Tell me what you're intending to do, Barach. I must make a blood sacrifice, but I haven't settled on one yet. I don't know who it was meant to be. I must decide. That moment is probably inevitable, and it will come soon. You are a slave of the inevitable, Barach, while I am its mistress. Tell me what your intentions are, and I'll help you. I only want one thing. That's to heal the town. The destruction of the polyhedron was necessary, seeing as I never hoped I would defeat the foreman. But that wasn't what happened, so what now? I know how to make a panacea out of blood and herbs. The trouble is that the right blood is very rarely found in nature. You shouldn't hate this town. It's beautiful. It hasn't lost its bond with the earth. It combines incompatible things. Different eras linger in it, alongside each other. There are no towns like this anymore. There'll hardly ever be again. Take heart. I'll give you blood that is like the blood you seek. Where are you going to get it from? I transform blood with my hands. I'm a miracle worker, Broch. Yes, that sounds true enough. I believe you. What would you have me do? Promise me that when you become head of the kin, you'll help me by creating as much panacea as will be needed to contain the disease. If this will save my town, I hereby agree. Tomorrow, I'll be able to back it up with arguments for Aglaya. She must submit a report on the decision reached in order to avoid being executed. Is that so? Yes. So, tell Aglaya. Let her in on your plan. I think she'll accept it. Alright, I'll do it. My plan has come to fruition. I was capable of taming the demons, even though their hatred for each other remains. I can return to Aglaya Lilith now. Alright. So like I was saying right there, I get these stints in this game of long chunks of dialogue where I can really sit and read. And then I'll have a moment to sort of wander, talk about what's gone on while I make my way to the next location. Or just talk about other stuff, give my voice a break, etc. If I'm just straight reading from a book, that's going to be much tougher. So I almost feel that I need to develop a specific, almost maybe discussion point. I don't know. I need some way of taking a break between readings, but while still keeping the sort of momentum of the stream up. Oh, hey, Grumpy. I mean, Ben. Just complain about how much I hate this game. How bad it is. And, no, but I am feeling a little bit like... I feel like I've gotten to the end of a game and I have... Okay, I feel like I'm at the end of a JRPG and I grinded too much. And the last levels are too easy. I don't know if it's just the Changeling's storyline, or if it's just now that this is campaign number 3, that I'm just really well prepared. Is anyone dead? I don't think anyone is dead. We have lots of sick people though. I might only be getting Panacea tomorrow. No one's dead. Oh, let's go check on Sticky. Sticky is, I think, the only person I haven't checked on. Lots of people got plague, but no one is dead. Going behind the houses. Yeah, I should get just the sounds of a gun range to play while I read War and Peace. At least maybe during the battle scenes. Keep them out of my scene. I almost clicked the Schmouters by accident. I'm slightly worrisome now that I have the Schmouters in my pocket. I got them. I put them in there for convenience, in case one of my bound happened to get sick. But I'm pretty sure that no bound gets sick by RNG when you're playing as Clara. Oh yeah, that's something I'll have to actually consider. But luckily, I don't think any battles happen till book 2, so I got plenty of time. Now I'm just thinking about how I want to do format. And how much I actually want to play Katamari Damacy in the background. I mean, I think having Katamari Damacy in the background, both, you know, gimmick-wise and what have you. Read a few pages, pause to remark on them. Yeah, I'm finding a natural flow of that. Small break to roll up roses, yeah. Problem with that is if I have slow chat days, you know, which, such as life. I mean, I usually have slow chat in general. But, you know, on the days where I spend most of the stream with, you know, say only you, or, oh, Christ. My immunity's so high, it's not even a problem. Yeah, all it did was eat my immunity a little bit. What was I on about? I got distracted by the red mist. Oh, yeah, just... I question how much I can talk... I question how much I can talk to myself. You know what I mean? Especially, like, the worst part is book 1 is almost completely character establishment. So, it doesn't help that book 1 is pretty dull. It's really just giving you flavor for all the characters so that you actually feel something when they die. So when your Prussians get shot by Frenchies. Okay. So many people are sick though. All right.
Have you met a courier on the way?
Inquisitor Aglaila Lilith, I have a better solution than the one suggested by the Haruspics and the Bachelor. Now I know it for certain. It all fits. Well now, say what you have to say, instrument of the law. Okay. There's a way to preserve the town. It's hard to believe, but I'm certain of it. The disease will continue to exist too, but it will become completely harmless. It will be tamed, just like smallpox. I'll do this with my hands. I'm going to stay here. We can inoculate people, and people will survive. I don't understand yet. Dr. Rubin has conducted a scientific study. He has ascertained that the plague hasn't killed Simon Kane after all. Simon's blood contained corpuscles that had made the disease harmless. When I heal someone with my hands, their blood becomes like that. Oh, becomes like that too. So you're going to cure everyone as they get infected? I wonder how you'll manage it with a population of many thousand at this rate of contagion. Or the entire country's population, the disease escapes the town. No. Of course I won't be enough. All the more because the blood needs to be predisposed. But there are people with this kind of blood who've agreed to spend themselves entirely on vaccines for everyone else. I'll show them to you tomorrow. So you're saying that you'll be able to maintain this this unnatural blend and even create a possibility for, my God, its further development through periodic transformation of some townspeople's blood, with a subsequent slaughtering of these people after the manner of what was done to Simon. That is correct. Are you really imagining yourself a miracle worker? I can perform a miracle, no one else can, which is why no one else has thought of the same plan. Everyone believes miracles to be impossible. Another one. Nina was enough. She too used to sing about miracles, ended up turning the town into a pagan altar. You'd like to set up a bloody conveyor line, which you will hold the key position, right? I won't let that happen. But enough. No more of this talk. Why are you so blind? Another obsessed idiot dragging thousands of victims into the very same trap. No. Enough. Help me destroy the polyhedron or leave the town at once, or else I'll have you executed. But why destroy when everything can be preserved? It's the powers that be who want to preserve everything. That's the reason there's an epidemic. Who do you think you are? You're no miracle worker. You're an avatar of the Sand Plague. Do you understand? But instead of acting as an honest instrument of the law, you have stolen the fate of another. So that's why I'm a thief. That's why you're a thief. You're guilty of the theft of your own fate. You're never to try on this halo. It's as absurd as a hangman playing the miraculous rescuer while the execution is already ongoing. Awesome! I'm going to give you an hour to leave the town, you little scum. I'm banishing the plague from this place, thereby accomplishing my mission. Out! Don't you dare look for a protector. No one's going to help you now. We'll see. This is the end. Aglaia commands me to leave the town at once. But why? What's wrong with my strategy? Is this because my plan answers the goals of the powers that be too well? What kind of inquisitor is she? She is nothing but a vengeful, malicious impostor. What can I do now but collapse at the feet of the commander? Beg for protection. Just about to say, we gotta rush to the commander. Commander likes me. She's just all salty that she can't blow up the polyhedron. Might as well eat some of this meat. Now listen. I got peanuts for days. There's no way I can starve. I could live here for years. If I get hungry, I'll just eat lemons. She's salty that she's in a kid's game. Being all mad at the powers that be. Get out. I go around with this guy. Actually, yeah, there's no way to cross through without going through Plague. Like, listen, Aglaia. I know the polyhedron's an eyesore, but you ain't gotta blow it up. Yeah, it's interesting how much I'm coughing when my infection is actually so low. I don't know what that's about. I'm very curious as to how the coughing mechanic even works because of that. Because I thought it was only, you know, I mean, maybe it just is rolled up every time it tries to increment. I don't know. It just seems like I've coughed a lot for my infection being maintained so low. Yeah, I'd be curious. It's too much of a thing that I have to test for too many hours, but not until I played as Clara did I really use the immune boosters. And I'm really feeling the effectiveness as Clara, but maybe that's because I just had a good supply of the really good ones. It's very possible that alpha tabs are never really worth taking. It does feel that way a little bit. Except for maybe taking a handful before you go to bed, knowing that you're going to heal up. Oh man, the aggression on this fog. All right.
So, there's a mutiny. We thinned out the ranks of marauders, but now they've got new blood.
The Inquisitor has ordered me to leave the town before the end of today. Why on earth does she do that? I've come up with a way to keep this town intact. All three of its parts. All three towns. The town of beasts, the town of men, the town of children. But she says that as long as she's alive, that won't happen. No surprise. So, you've defied her plans. I think I have. She's bent on destroying the polyhedron. Yes. And the Bachelor was going to rescue this architect precisely in order to find out whether the tower's brittle groundwork could withstand the bombardment if we had to level the residential areas. I know a way to preserve the town, but I need more time. A day at the very least. Indeed. This once again confirms that I was right about you. This is how a divine messenger would behave. I'm your protector. Tell me what you want. I know of a number of people who have already resigned to their impending death. They even believe they deserve it. All I need is to find several volunteers among the bound. So how many do you need? 7, at least. I could put not 7, but 77 men at your disposal. No, for one thing, they have to be bound. Not all people are the same. These ones have a rare blood type. Go and look for the ones you need then. I'll order my soldiers to defend you should anyone dare make an attempt at your life. It's a shame that so few have remained loyal. There'll even be less after we crush the revolt completely. But we will persevere. Afterwards, come back to me and tell me if you've been successful. You don't want to destroy the town, do you? No, I don't. I'm prepared to sacrifice my career in order to avoid raising and killing this town. Why? I was born and raised in a town like this one. Firing at it is torture for me. But that isn't the main reason. I'm surprised to hear you talk like that. Everything in this town is precious. This place is symbolic. That which is below has left our world for good, having turned into lifeless bones, museum pieces. That which is above will never come around again. It is a potential future that I don't want to lose. How do you know? The Ruspex has demonstrated the former to me, and Bachelor the latter. Written into this town is the destiny of our entire country, and I feel that the Creator is watching me now as I'm making my choice. The part I am to play in the fate of this town will have an effect on the part I am to play in the fate of our country. I felt the same. I like the commander. The commander is fucking boss. I like him. The final journey lies ahead. It's time to reap what was sown. The foreman was the first sacrifice. 6 more needed. 7 sinners would be enough to save the town. Okay, so I'm actually collecting the blood today. I had a feeling I turned around and went the wrong way. Oh, dag. Nah, it caught me. But this at least gives me a chance I'll walk out of the district first. I want to see the effect of immune boosters on exhaustion. Because I know that... so how much? Yeah, I think it mostly just ate my immunity because of how high it was. Could have crossed the bridge up there, but I didn't. Okay. Yeah, and this is a convenient time. This is a bad one to test with, but... And it jumped, so I didn't really get to see... I can take one... This is actually the worst one to take, so... I think it bumped it? I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. It looks like Delta tabs basically just max you out, though. Yeah, I think it did a tiny bit. I know that it ticked on its own right after. But definitely not as much as antibiotics do. Because the antibiotics can really blow out your exhaustion. When at a point I play Pathologic 2, I'll probably test... I assuming it doesn't change the mechanics that much, I'll assume that they're mostly the same. We'll go a bit more heavy on immunity boosters. Although, I'd be playing as Haruspix, I guess, since that's the only option as of right now. Who has a slightly biased... Oh, all the mechanics changed? We'll rip that idea. Maybe I'll play that guy after I do all of Metal Gear Solid, or just all of Metal Gear, I should say. But that's going to be a long one. That's going to be like... It's going to be a big rest for my voice when I do Metal Gear on Tuesday, Thursdays. Yeah, please distract that man for me. I was going to say, is he really going to try and throw it at me? But yeah, because I don't plan on like speed running through Metal Gear. I plan on sitting, enjoying the plot, listening to all the codecs, and getting real deep into like geopolitics shit. We're going to talk about countries that don't exist anymore. We're going to talk about communist uprisings. We're going to talk about, nuclear war in the metagame that comes with nuclear warfare. Politics from the view of a random game designer. It's not a random game designer, it's Kojima. And he does quite a bit of research. He doesn't always have the best takes, but his takes are pretty good, and his takes have obviously changed too. I don't know, because he's, I know he's one of those super anti-nuke people, and I don't know if he still is. No, he obviously has a passion for geopolitics, and he actually usually takes a pretty unbiased position. It's usually a lot of view from the outside. Oh, other than the stance that child soldiers are bad. That's a pretty consistent stance that he takes. That child soldiers are bad, and, well, it's hard to disagree.
I can't control my hands.
I'm no mistress. My time hasn't come yet. Oh, am I not supposed to... Oh, do I have to go talk to other people? God damn it. Just to not spend as much time walking. I think this is right after speaking to Block. I just don't want to walk around town a whole bunch more. When it's really unnecessary. I assume this is right after talking to him.
You are not the only he.
Okay. I'm gonna head dead north. And we're gonna have fun watching the evolution of Revolver Ocelot and his double, triple crosses. His double secret crosses. Oh, is that bird wanting to go to bed? Okay. Hey, Yulia. Are you ready to die?
Won't they at least evacuate the uninfected? What's going on?
Here comes the girl destined to disprove my tripwires of fate theory. Yulia, listen to me. I'm the harbinger of your death. You can choose what it will be like. Run in the sink. You can at least warn me. Oh, shit. I'll wait. Oh, I guess I'll grab the bird then. Little boy. Little bird. Like, we got this mess of noise happening because we're also making beef jerky in the background. So we got the humidifier running. Oh no, the bird doesn't wanna. No, you don't want to be on the camera? You done? Her tripwires of fate theory? Well, assuming she doesn't talk about it more here. She brought it up with Haruspix, I think. Maybe, it might have actually been late Bachelor. That, basically everything is sort of preordained. And she was trying to set up... She made it kind of implied that she was trying to set up something to prove that certain things were preordained. She's someone who's obviously, she must read a lot of Isaac Asimov and thinks that this is a deterministic universe that we live in. And I think my assumption is that Clara is fucking that up for her. That bird was excited to get his food. Tycho, I'm here. Alright. Yulia, listen to me. I am the harbinger of your death. You can choose what it'll be like. Fatalist, yeah. It's kind of the same thing. Fatalist, deterministic. I don't know if there's a strong difference other than connotation. I've already made my choice. I will succumb to rheumatoid arthritis at roughly the same age Simon was when he passed away. There's a different way you can become like Simon, to become someone much more like him. Will you agree to sacrifice yourself for the sake of the people and be glorified as a champion of faith? That doesn't sound like a bad idea after all. I wouldn't mind a finale that is dramatic. I shall lay my hands on you and give you a chance to die like Simon Cain did, if you agree, like he did, to give your blood to those in thirst. Those in thirst. Happy days. Do you have many such associates? You're laughing, but you shouldn't. Simon's blood was used to create a medicine that has saved many from the infection. That's what I've heard. His blood was not consistent with any previously observed hymetic biometry profile. I think I know what it is that you want now. But what gives you the idea that my blood is uncommon in the same way? I don't think. I know for certain. Do you agree then? Sure. Why not? You know very well it is near impossible to refuse your requests. Makes me wonder why you even ask. And you won't go back on your promise tomorrow. You heard what I said, Clara. And it's not in my nature to change my mind. I'd like to have a little recuperative shut-eye now, if you don't mind. I'll see you tomorrow, Yulia. Okay, I'm going to guess that most of these... Yeah, I don't know if there's a strong difference between deterministic and fatalistic, other than fatalistic usually has both... I don't know. Maybe it's just because being American, we don't have that many Catholics. But fatalism tends to have a negative connotation, and a religious one at that. But yeah, no, she was definitely in that realm of thought. She sat and read too much Foundation. I don't know how I didn't take a nice deep breath of that, but okay. I'm curious. Is there a strong difference between deterministic and fatalistic? There might be some small minutia that I don't know. Clara? Lara, listen to me. I am the harbinger of your death. You can choose what it'll be like. What? Do I have to pack my things? I'm going to be executed, right? No, Lara. No one wants you to die. Not even I. But it can't be avoided. Will you agree to sacrifice yourself for the people's sake and be glorified as a champion of faith? Yes, that's exactly how I'd like to die. Perhaps it will further convince people of our family's nobleness. I shall lay my hands on you, give you a chance to die like Simon Cain died. If you agree, like he did, to give your blood to those in thirst. Was that really how Simon died? Yes. The drop of his blood is coursing through the veins of every person saved from the disease with a shot of the white vaccine. A good death. By what time do I have to make up my mind? By tomorrow, Laura. As far as making up your mind goes. As for the dying, it will be when the time comes for your sacrifice. So do you agree? I agree. And you won't go back on your promise tomorrow? No. Don't you trust my word? I do, Laura. Farewell. Okay, yeah. So it's just going to repeat the same dialogue until I finesse. Who's next on the list? There's no one in the entire west side of town, I don't think, is there? That I need to see. Let's see. Let me go hit up the Soborovs. Okay. So, I guess best way would be to turn immediately around and hit up Soborovs. Hello, friend. I'm just gonna scarp her. Okay. That statement I'll believe, but I need it explained. Explain it to me like I'm 5. Okay. Determinism is the view that the laws of nature, together with the universe's initial state, are sufficient to determine the state of the universe at every other point in the future. Okay, and if you're a fatalist, is it manipulated then? Okay, that every future tense proposition has a determined truth value.
The bound are so like him in the end.
Okay.
They must give up their lives willingly.
I'm trying to think what the, Asimov position would be, because it is a manipulated universe. That's not manipulated by God so much as a society that acts in place of God. Because it's definitely not natural. Anyway. I feel uneasy. Katerina, listen to me. I am the harbinger of your death. You can choose what it will be like. Yeah. I'm trying to think. So I guess Asimov is fatalistic because it's kind of has this active jar where everything can happen. However, the outcomes are, well, they're not actually written in stone, but they kind of are an art at the same time. But I don't want to go through and explain all of Foundation right now. At least when I have this much text in front of me. Let me take a good look at you again, my dear girl. Yes, it's all happened as preordained, and not at all as I anticipated. Yet again, I have nothing to reproach fate for. All the signs are in place. A young mistress, my successor. How must I go? I'm also thinking, though, but it's also deterministic in the way that the concept of the way psychohistory is designed in Foundation also implies that there is a certain... It's not that there's a lack of free will, but it's that free will just can't be accounted for in all future predictions. I'm getting distracted if I think about science fiction. Would you like to die as a martyr and a champion of faith? Would you like to save thousands of lives instead of the thousands of lost lives you bear the blame for? Haven't read Isaac? It's pretty. He's not the best writer. I can't always suggest him because he kind of sucks at writing, I won't lie. But his ideas are good and solid. Yes, I would. I shall lay my hands on you and give you a chance to die as Simon Cain died, if you agree, like he did, to give your blood to those in thirst. And I shall depart to the land of shadows, not as a fiend fooled by a rat, but as a martyr who has paid for her sins with blood that can heal. I agree. It's a dignified death. Do what you must. It won't happen right now, but soon enough. I'm a little too eager. Whatever you say, my dear girl. Do you agree? I do. When you become their ruler, be kind and fair. Stay true to yourself. Don't take the path Nina took. Work your miracles if you can. Don't yield to temptations. And you won't go back on your promise tomorrow? Of course not, silly girl. Till tomorrow then, Katerina. And if you go to read the Foundation trilogy, skip the second book. It sucks. Nothing happens in the second book. If a science fiction author doesn't have a degree in philosophy, why even bother? Hey, listen. Isaac Asimov has a book in every Dewey Decimal System category. You lay off him. He wrote a lot.
Truly
a lot of crap.
Contradictions.
Listen to me. I am the harbinger of your death. You can choose what it'll be like. Yes, everyone must pay their dues. It's fair that you should be the one bringing the news. I have betrayed and renounced you. Why did you do that? Because I had seen in you a sign of my defeat. It's no coincidence that you came to our house. The girl that doomed our entire town. I made one last attempt to avoid that path. I struggled to be defiant. In vain. What's doomed is doomed. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. No. Only my duty as a ruler compelled me to act as I have. You may not believe it, but over these days I have grown to love you. I've always wanted us so badly to have a daughter, a young Mistress Sabarava. You deserve to die. And yet, I shall give you a death that will end your path as a ruler with honor, and allow you to fulfill your duty. Death will be a welcome way out for me. Your solution will be better than a bullet to the head, will it not? It will. I shall lay my hands on you, give you a chance to die like Simon Cain died. If you agree, like he did, to give your blood to to those in thirst. I've said that line so many times you would think I'd have it perfect by now. How will it happen? Every drop of your blood will be turned a medicine that can save the town. You will have accomplished your mission as a ruler. It is the best death I could wish for. Better than the most humane mercy. So you agree? I agree, and I'm grateful to you. And you won't go back on your promise tomorrow. Of course. Now excuse me, Clara. I'd like to be alone. Farewell. A lot of dialogue right now. It's breaking down my voice. Okay, so we have Aspity, and who else? We haven't spoken to Bad Grief, but I think it's just Aspity and Bad Grief are left, right? Yeah, 2. It's 4 p.m. Plenty of time. But yeah, Foundation and Empire really only serves as a setup for Second Foundation. So, Foundation Empire is really skippable. Especially because, the first book, Foundation, every couple of chapters, it skips something like 100 years into the future, where every character that you met has long since died. So, when you have a sudden jump in who the characters are and what's going on in the universe, it really doesn't feel that out of place that Second Foundation isn't set up at all. all you need to know is that in Foundation Empire, everything goes horribly wrong, and that's the setup for Second Foundation. Yeah, no, it is. It's kind of neat because it plays with generations of people, and you watch as a religion develops in a very sort of naturalistic way. And it's a really clever way of doing a religion as well.
What?
Also, as someone who was as like pro-atheist as Isaac was, he sure makes a really good argument for religion. Aspity, listen to me. I'm the harbinger of your death. You can choose what it'll be like. Isn't that a little presumptuous? I may yet be the harbinger of yours. Pointless bravado. Or are you trying to save face? No, not at all. Well then, let's get started. We'll have time to curse you before I die. Depends on what you choose. Would you like, instead of returning to the earth, to dissolve into the people of the kin and Sir Barach, its new foreman? Hey, that sounds attractive. Yes, I'd prefer a death like that to any other. Was it your doing? Complete turnaround from Aspity. Whoa, that's a great idea. Yo, that sounds sick, dude. Yes. Tell me what you want from me. I shall lay my hands on you, give you a chance to die like Simon Cain died. If you agree, like he did, to give your blood to those in thirst. What does Simon have to do with it? A human who tried on the head of the Boros will forever remain human, even if the head did fit. I'm already flesh of his flesh. Are you going to give me his blood too? I can see in your eyes you know the answer already. I do. Well, such is my fate, it seems. Will the sacrifice be made to the monument you lay, be made the moment you lay your hands on me? I won't let you get away. So do you agree? Do I have a choice, mistress? I can't escape you. You do have a choice. The sacrifice must be voluntary, or it will be pointless. I agree regardless. I like this finale. It seems quite natural. You're scaring me. It's the outcome no one has been able to predict. All right. All we have to do is say hi to Bad Grief. We'll take the rail. Yeah, I won't lie though. I'm quite nervous about starting up the War and Peace stream. I want to do quite a bit of research and stuff, or well, as much as quite a bit can be within a less than week time frame. I need to just get a hold of every book about Prussia and Napoleonic France that I can get my hands on, because I'd like to have a good understanding of things like the culture, the influences, what is actually causing the Napoleonic Wars, other than of course conquest and things like that, but you know, everyone's stance and all the matter, who are the key players, so that when I'm reading it, I can actually speak with some level of authority, as opposed to none, on the events that are taking place and have a good context that I can frame them within. I definitely feel that, at least as an American, it's a big blind spot. I don't know about for Euros or what have, how much they themselves know about the Napoleonic era, but definitely for sure, Americans have a strong blind spot for what was happening in Europe during Napoleon's era. I think it's because big shit was happening in America at the time. Honestly.
Well, ain't that a mess? Kin on kin, soldier on soldier, a full-on fratricide. And the cannons will chime in any moment.
But yeah, since the revolution just happened right when that's the place we stay from Nazis. But the American Revolution happens just before, or I guess I'm not sure exactly when you say the Napoleonic era starts, but 1776, that's at the best 20 years before, and America was still getting its footing. So any historical education we get of that era is about like the Revolution. Really gets covered by the Revolution and the Civil War and the expansionism of early America. Ain't got time for Napoleon. Shit don't matter. Everyone knows him, but no one really knows. I don't think Americans could draw vaguely where the sort of empire was that he built. I mean, I can't. I could draw pretty easily Rome at various time spans. I could draw the Holy Roman Empire somewhat accurately. I have a good I have a basic gestalt of where the Holy Roman Empire was. But let me carry on while I got dialogue in front of me. Listen to me, Grief. I'm the harbinger of your death. What will it be like is up to you. I've been expecting something like that. One can spot a mistress to be from a verst away. Do the speaking then. I'm all ears. Do you want to die a champion, a martyr, the savior to your people? Yes, mistress. That's exactly how I'd like to die. Like I ever could. I'm going to lay my hands on you and give you a chance to die as Simon Cain died. If you agree to sate the thirsty with your blood, like he did. Slightly different dialogue for him, which I think is appropriate. Simon was a demigod. His blood, I've heard from Stach about his blood. His was no blood of a human. There's blue blood, and there's silver blood, eh? And that's what he was. His was. I'll lay my hands on you. Your veins will be filled with golden and silver and blue blood. Cut yourself, and you'll see. With blood like that, cutting myself would be wasteful. Do you agree? Blue blood? Oh, that's an American term to refer to, or at least I should say an English-speaking term, for wealthy people. That wealthy people have blue blood, whereas hard-working people, people who do labor, have red blood. I assume it's because when you work hard or you get drunk, it makes you red and flush in the face. Whereas if you are wealthy, you can maintain a pale complexion. The Romans also referred to the natives of what is now the United Kingdom as being blue-skinned because of how pale they were, that you could see their veins. So they were referred to as blue people. Also because they painted themselves, but... I do. Do I even have a choice, eh? Indeed. I'll even be grateful to you. And you won't renounce that tomorrow? I won't, mistress. You better not. Goodbye. Alright. Do I have to go back to the commander? Where am I going? This is the end. Aglaya commands me to leave the town at once. But why? What's wrong with my strategy? Is this because my plan answers the goals of the powers that be too well? What kind of inquisitor is she? She is nothing but a vengeful, malicious impostor. What can I do now but collapse at the feet of the commander and beg for protection? I'm actually quite curious now the role that she plays in the game of the powers that be. I've already read that. Does it repeat it, actually? I was gonna say. Yeah, it actually does repeat it. It's both here and here. I guess I have to go back. I wonder if that's a slight error or something. Well, I'll assume I have to go back to the commander. I was thinking it sounded familiar, and I assumed it was rephrased. Changeling do be bugged. But yeah, I was sort of thinking aloud of is Changeling the game itself not working? You know what I mean? So when children make games, oftentimes the rules themselves don't work. They don't play out properly. And I wonder, being that Changeling is the law, or at least sides with the law, if there's something inherently wrong with the game, where the game itself goes into its own resolution. I'd just be waxing gay over here. Waxing some hot philosophicals. Stroll on, mate. I don't want to fight you. He didn't want to bother me anyway, I guess. Alright.
We need to go back to the front.
I got a flat head. I can't think too well. I found the 7 people. That quickly. Oh, yes, I'm quick. You've just been here and said that there were sinners in this town. Always, as Changeling, always believe in yourself. Never give up. Yeah. You've just been here and said that there were sinners in this town. 9 in total, who could sacrifice themselves for the cause of obtaining transferred blood. Sadly, you said some of them were already incurably ill. You even hinted that their disease had been a consequence of your visit. I see. Which of them exactly? You named names. Reuben, Foreman Oyen, the Sabarovs. I've heard about those. Then Anna, Yulia, Aspity, Lara, and Grief. You said some of them are ill now. But it wasn't me. My eyes weren't lying to me. It was you. You described the way you could transform their blood so that it could be used to create a vaccine for the entire population. You left and came back a quarter of a minute later. It was her again, my abhorrent doppelganger. It was she who infected my bound. Tomorrow, you'll have time to bring them back to life. It's the only hope I have left. Okay, so, that's a problem. The preparations are complete. Tomorrow the miracle may come to pass. I'd be happy beyond measure, were not for this awkward premonition that freezes my heart still. I can't perform miracles. Just let me. Alright. Let's see. 5 p.m. Let's go take our last sleep, I guess. I'll make sure I sleep so that it doesn't change over to midnight, so I can at least check the mail in case I get a letter or something. But yeah, I feel as if the Changeling is evidence of a flawed game. Almost as if you didn't go and fuck with anything, the game would just resolve itself. It's the law. Okay. Well, let's drug up. I don't even need drugs that badly. Might as well take one of these guys. Or 2, why not? Don't really need anything else. Do some morphine. So if it's 5, that'll make it numbers 1130. That's like perfect. I could take off my clothes so that they don't lose durability. You know what? We can do these, but I'll do them tomorrow. There's another go find Bachelor and go find Haruspix. I might get something neat out of them. But, what I'll do, and this will be to pad out, the next stream. I'll watch the mime performance. Maybe I'll watch it again tomorrow anyway. But just to close out, I'll go watch the mime performance. And we'll do that mission tomorrow, or those 2 missions tomorrow. Run around, find Haruspix and Bachelor one last time for shits and giggles. Because day 12 will mostly just be me walking around talking to everyone one last time. This will at least pad it out a little bit. Yeah, I just feel so snug, so safe in the game right now. That it's slightly anticlimactic. As I said before, earlier, it's filling me with a little bit of like ennui. Going like, oh, it's over, and I'm not really struggling in the final hours. Rest in peace for him. I mean, my stats are all really good right now, too. I also said this a bit earlier, but just to repeat myself.
The day is over. Your timely efforts allowed your supporters to remain unharmed.
Check.
A new mime performance is being rehearsed at the theater.
Okay, yeah. This is just final choice day. What is it? Oh, Claire's campaign feels very glass cannon, in that there's points where it can go horribly wrong, but if you can keep your shit together, it's great. Like, most of her stuff is pretty free, honestly. That could also be because, you know, third time playing through, I'm pretty prepared, but there wasn't a lot of, outside of the reputation drop, I didn't have one of those, oh geez, I have to go find 50 alpha tablets, or I gotta go get 12 Twirin so that Peter doesn't kill himself. I never felt that there was a strong point where I was like, oh, okay, shit's against the wall right now. Let's really push for this. I felt pretty comfortable most of the time. When reputation was low, and I kind of was like, let's just live with it. Let's just live with it and capitalize on the fact that we're the bad guys right now. It actually went pretty smoothly. Anyway.
Whatever you do, you'll have to sacrifice something.
Destruction is inevitable. There's no miraculous way out.
So that's what their thought process is, see? There was nothing to hope for from the start. Each of them should simply fulfill their purpose. At least, we'll see which one works best.
Each of them wants to save that which is dear to them. Perhaps they could get along.
Out of the question. The meeting chamber is tight, with the general sitting at one side of the table and the Inquisitor sitting at the other. Only one of them will decide. The others will die.
All right, well, that was our last mime performance. Well, I guess we've seen each one 3 times now, so... and I won't even bother saving, since, I'm just gonna open up from probably the bedroom or something and follow up stuff from there. Let me get this boyo up. But yeah, so, Wednesday, be prepared. It's gonna be the end of Pathologic, and we're gonna miss it a lot. Gonna have a little empty hole for a little while I horribly stumble through trying to do hype. I'm not hype. I'm like the opposite of hype. I'm kind of loathing the game being over, I won't lie. But we'll be on to new adventures, new coasts to sail, new things to see, new things to do. So, get a little bit of music here. Yeah, next day, I guess we'll be throwing the end of Pathologic party. No guarantees that Monday will be the first War and Peace Day. I don't want to come in completely lost. I want to have a certain level of, like, I want to be nice. I want shit to be nice, and I want to be prepared as much as I can day one. I'm still expecting to stumble, fall, and have problems. But I'd like to minimize it, and because the sooner I have a sort of quality streams, high quality streams, and I see the flaws in that, the easier the better the end product will be. So, I don't know if I have anything else to say other than just close this guy out. I think with that, hugs and kisses, live to ride.